let me say this because and I'll get this out fast. It's a quick story. I My relation to Star Wars is I think is interesting because I saw the film when I was like 10 or 11. It changed my life. I wanted to be a cop. My grandfather was a cop and I wanted to follow in his footsteps. And I saw Star Wars, Jaws, Close Encounters, and went, that's it. I want to make films. I want to somehow be part of the film industry. And then when the prequels came out, I lived right next door to George Lucas. So he lived in San Anselmo. This is Northern California, up in Marin County, which is basically Lucas country. And I worked at a video store called Broadway Video, and everybody from Lucasfilm came in. We had Lucas come in. I used to talk to him all the time. Ben Burt, Dennis Mirren,
Oh,
all
wow.
these guys came in. Barry Levinson would come in. Sean Penn, Robin Wright Penn, when they were married at the time, came in.
Oh,
Jack Nicholson came in once. Huey Lewis, Dennis Quaid. We had all these people because we were like the independent video store to go to. So I used to talk to these guys all the time. And Ben Burt, who would do, who did sound for, a lot of, well, he's still doing sound to this day on Lucas's stuff, told me stories of Spielberg and things like that. And I also used to work at Barnes and Noble, and they would come in from time to time, and I'd have them sign like the Star Wars books and stuff, like if they worked on something. So my history with Star Wars and George Lucas, because literally when I say I lived next door to George Lucas, I was right across the street from him.
Oh,
And you would
wow.
think he would live in like this big mansion, all secured. And no, he was right across the street from an apartment complex that I could look out my front window and see him walking around his deck, walking around the front of his house. And this is right when like Phantom Menace came out. So I think I lived there or moved in probably about a year before, and could just see him walking all around. And I'd be looking at him doing, this for the prequels. You ruined my childhood type of thing. Now I think differently about the prequels thanks to these movies. But yeah, so I've been to Skywalker Ranch. I used to have like a green baseball cap that said Lucasfilm. I have a mug that's a Skywalker Ranch on it. I was there the day that they were doing sound for, what is it, Autumn in New York, I think is the film with Richard Gere. And I had lunch there. We got to walk around and meet some of the people. So it's Marin County is great if you want to meet people like that from Lucasfilm. Now they're in San Francisco, but they used to be up in, ironically, Lucas Valley, which has nothing to do with him. It
Yeah.
just happened to be named that. But yeah, it's so I've had a huge thing with Lucasfilm, which is why I have such a problem with Disney and Kathleen Kennedy and the new films and all that stuff.